Welcome back. Last time, we discussed the barriers to active listening. Apart from everything that has been stated so far, today's lecture is about the strangest but inconceivable thing. A thing that has been traveling along ever since the history of Homo sapiens, brain. We use the brain every day, but hardly notice how it processes information. As this has been an unexplored theme so far, I'd like to clue in this domain. Today's lecture is about how the brain works, how it processes information, and what are the elements that prove fruitful or hurdle in the way of information processing. Watch this video carefully, buckle up, and get ready to learn some amazing facts about the human brain. Structure of brain. Before we move forward, let's explore the universe of the brain briefly by discussing its structure. The spinal cord and brain collectively form the central nervous system, CNS. Within the brain, there are layers of wires called neurons that are responsible for sending and receiving electrical signals. The brain is divided into two hemispheres, left and right, which are responsible for short-term and long-term memory. Other elements are also at play during the information processing model. How our brains process information. Coming to the point of how our brains actually process information. You may have heard about the process of information. If not, stay with us till the end. Sensation. Senses are what proved to be the first medium of information receiving. Whatever we see, hear, taste, and feel leave a significant impact on our thinking capabilities. Unless the external experience is important enough, all the information received is stored in our short-term memory. Transduction. The second stage in the information processing model is transduction. It is the stage where the sensory information is transformed into electrical signals that are eventually transmitted into the brain. For example, have you ever experienced pain in the left side of the chest and assumed that, finally, the time has come? Well, this is how sensory information is converted into electrical signals. Sensory cortices. Then comes the stage where these electrical signals are processed in a specific area called sensory cortices. And for the record, these processed signals then travel in our short-term or long-term memory. Retrieval of the information. When needed, the brain retrieves the information from our short-term or long-term memory. Do you remember the car next to you at the stoplight? Most likely no. Why? Because your brain wasn't paying attention to it. Even if you try to recall it, you won't be completely sure. Similarly, you know exactly when and how you locked your door before leaving for the office. And if you try to recall, you'd also recall all the preparations you made before leaving. Impact of information load on active listening. Our brain is capable of storing 5 million gigabytes of information, while retaining all the information in our long-term memory is out of the question. So, when we are bombarded with enough information to digest, our brain circuits send the information to different regions, i.e., right and left hemispheres. Similarly, when you are trying to listen to someone attentively, there is a difference between the thought rate and speaking rate. According to scientific research, our brain can accumulate 700 to 800 words per minute, while humans can speak up to 150 words per minute. When someone speaks with constant pauses and breaks, our brain's attention to those words declines to a much lower extent. Brain filter and internal prejudices. Being human beings, we have some inclinations to a number of things. Because we are inclined to something, our brains make shortcuts to make decisions about anything. For instance, when someone talks of poverty as evil, our brain instantly makes a decision that a person is some kind of philanthropist. Similarly, when someone supports anti-minority campaigns, your brain considers it a racist remark. Well, that's how it works. The human brain is made of complex structures and reflexes. Despite its vast memory retention, not everything is stored in it. When a bulk of information is bombarded, our brain's retention power takes a downward trajectory. With information processing models in place, our brain processes information through various stages, including sensation, transduction, and retrieval. This was all about how our brains process information. We hope this lecture was helpful to you and has broadened your horizons about thinking and perceiving things. See you in the next video.